Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, you can accomplish anything. Well, I've got a great email here from a viewer who's been following me for a while. And about a year and a half ago, his whole world came totally crashing down. His girlfriend dumped him and then got involved in a rebound relationship. And then he suddenly got fired from a job that he was really passionate about, got written up in the newspapers, and it was just a bad scene. And at one point he ended up moving back in with his mother to get his life turned back around. And so he shares the story of where he was when he originally found out about me and my work, and then obviously where he is today, where he's got a kick-ass job, his career is going well again. Oh, and his girl came back, and she basically said how stupid she was for letting him go. She made a mistake, and she wants to marry him and live happily ever after and all those good things. So it's a great success story. For those of you that are hurting or stinging right now, you got dumped, your relationship didn't work out, you went through a divorce, you lost your job, just shit hit the fan. And what's beautiful about life is things fall apart so better things can fall together, so to speak. So I got a quote that I wrote on this particular topic, and I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to go through his email. And the quote says, "Everyone loves to be around successful people. People who almost always have a smile on their face, a kind word for a stranger, and who make others feel uplifted by simply being in their presence. Being successful is not only a direct result of taking action in spite of your fears, but having a childlike curiosity, determination, and anything is possible type of approach to life. When we are really young, we don't get deterred by failure, obstacles, or rejection. We often question everything, and our favorite phrase is usually, why? It's not until we get a little older, when the world and other people start imposing their limitations upon us, that we start to lose our passion for living and believing in ourselves. Successful people march to the beat of their own drum and simply are not interested in listening to or adopting the limitations of others. The quickest way to become a failure is to start living your life according to the expectations of other people instead of the dreams of your heart." There's a great quote that Rumi said, and I heard this from years ago from a CD series that Wayne Dyer had done, and I thought it was so brilliant. And it's true. It's like when you look at little kids, they fall down, they get right back up. Something doesn't work, they just keep at it until they figure it out. But it's like as we get a little older, and you got parents, you got friends, you got family, you got society going, oh, you can't do that, oh, that won't work out, don't make your dreams too big, otherwise you'll be disappointed. And so you start to take on other people's limiting beliefs, other people's model of the world. And you start to become more focused on what's not going to work and why it won't work, as opposed to, what do I got to do to make this happen? It's really a question of asking yourself really great, high-quality questions. You get what you focus on in life. And this quote by Rumi, it says, "Sell your cleverness and purchase bewilderment." In other words, instead of thinking that you're so fucking awesome and you're so great and you know it all and how smart you are and patting yourself in the back, because when you think you're so great and then your life falls apart, then you start to realize, I'm not so great after all. And that tends to humble you. And purchasing bewilderment is just like a child. Wow. So you ever see a kid, you give him a cardboard box, he plays with it all day. Makes a spaceship out of it, makes a car out of it, climbs in it, plays hide and seek, cuts little windows in it, draws on it, runs around the house with it on his head, pretends he's a robot. I mean, comes out with all kinds of crazy, weird, interesting things that he can do with it. But it's like as we become older, it's like we lose our ability to have an imagination. And so when shit hits the fan in life, we go, oh my God, what do I do? My girl left me. Oh my God, what do I do? My wife cheated on me. Oh my God, what do I do? I got fired from my job. Oh my God, what do I do? It's never going to work out for me. Oh my God, my life's over. Instead of thinking like a child and just saying, hey, what's good about this? How can I use this? How can this help me grow and become a stronger, more adaptable person? Great, now that I'm no longer doing or in that relationship, it really wasn't that great after all. Or now I'm no longer working for that asshole employer even though he fired me. Now I can do what I really want to do. What do you really want to do? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Definitely a different way of looking at things. Just looking at life. Being amazed that it's beautiful and it's sunny out and the wind's blowing. Being amazed at the beauty in the trees. Being amazed at all the things you've been able to accomplish in your life up until this point in time. Amazed at all the people that have come and gone in your life and seemingly seem to show up right at the exact time that you needed them to be there. When you really look for things like that, you start to realize that things that happen in life, they happen for a reason. Even the bad things. You can't control what happens in life necessarily, but you always have control over what things mean to you. And a lot of people that come to find me, they're not coming to me because life is going great. They're coming to find my YouTube channel or my book or my website because something is totally fucked up and gone sideways in their life. And so by going through an email like this, you could see, because I've gone through a lot of shit in my life and I've recovered, and if I can do it and I can teach these things to other people randomly all over the world and they can go and apply it, this can give you more confidence, because if somebody else has already done it, well, guess what? You can do it too. And here's how to do it. So he says, "Hello, Corey. I just want to thank you for your work. I've been following you for approximately 18 months now. I've read your book 10 times and I've watched hundreds of your videos. My ex and I broke up around Valentine's Day of 2013. Since that time, she had begun in September of 2013 to reach out and just call to hear my voice, often without saying anything. Then in November of 2013, she reached out and we met up. She still had a high level of attraction, I'd say a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, because we made out, but she didn't sleep with me because she was still involved in her rebound relationship. New Year's Day, she called at 5 a.m. in the morning to say that she wanted to be with me, but I had moved away a little further in South Florida because I had to recoup while living with my mother until February of 2014 when I got hired at a college." So it's interesting. Around the beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions, a lot of like my business goes absolutely bananas around the holidays and the beginning of the year, because that's when a lot of people, especially like women, tend to do the breaking up. I think it's like 78% of the time statistically. They're the ones that end the relationship. And so a lot of guys are getting dumped around the holidays, beginning of the year, because it's time to make a fresh start. And so it's just interesting that just popped in my mind as I was reading it. New Year's Day, 5 a.m. in the morning, she's like, "I want to be with you." So it's beginning of a new year. She's getting ready to dump the rebound dude. It's just amazing how those things work out. So he says, 2013 was a very bad year for me as I lost my law enforcement and police academy high liability instructing career. I taught defensive tactics, firearms, driving, crew member self-defense, and due to hate, envy, and jealousy of my success in pioneering efforts of my self-defense system that I created, he says, I was libeled and slandered in a South Florida newspaper, and I was fired because of it, because I was a threat to my peers and had elevated myself above the rest of them. So you get fired in a very fucking public way. He put the links in here, but obviously for confidentiality, I'm not going to discuss those things. He says, however, I've turned all of this calamity around, and now I've been hired at a new university, and they're going to allow me to teach my curriculum coming this semester. I'm in paramedic school. I work as in campus security, and I liquidated a mutual fund and bought a new car. And I have a new wardrobe and bought a new wardrobe while I was staying in the gym. He says, this is all from your advice to focus on yourself by conquering, breaking through barriers, accomplishing my purpose and mission in life like the alpha male that she originally fell in love with. And so you looked at it, and you didn't allow this. Obviously, it sucked what happened, but you didn't allow this situation to diminish you. And what it did is it's like an Etch-a-Sketch. It completely erased your life the way it was. And now you had a clean slate to start over. And so you start rebuilding your life, and you focus on things that you need to be focusing on, as a man should. He says, I'm also a Navy Desert Storm vet. Thank you for your service, by the way. And recently, in the last month, my ex has come to me like a magnet saying, I miss you. You're the man for me. I fucked up. I should have never left you. I'm sorry for what I put you through. You're so strong. You can accomplish anything, etc. Damn, dude. Good for you, bro. She's been fucking and sucking my brains out and now wants to marry me and have my child. She's on a mission to get her life right spiritually with God to be the best possible wife to me. And she says, and we went to church together also. She planned a cruise for my birthday, which is today, and a trip to the Keys. I love her and I missed her dearly. You helped me through all of this, Corey, with your wisdom of doing nothing, no calling, no texting, emailing, Facebooking, falling under the illusion of action, etc. And it worked like a charm, practicing infinite patience and indifference, and it made all the difference. It's like she's head over heels in love with me already, a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10, and I didn't do anything but be this alpha male charming James Bond she originally fell in love with, in lieu of the weak, desperate, needy, chasing simpleton that I had become when we broke up. So you just got completely way off course in your life, and so your girl left you and you lost your job. And this whole experience really helped center you. It's like when I got out of real estate. From the time I was 18, that's what I went to school for. I went to school for construction management. I got my GC license, my real estate license. I built this big-ass company. And I literally spent 16, 17 years. That was my whole identity. And to get out of that and do something completely different and leave behind all those relationships and business partners and friendships that I had, to do something completely different when pretty much universally none of those people supported the life changes that I was making. Instead of being happy for me, they were pissed off that I was leaving and going to go do something else. And it was tough, but deep down inside, I needed to follow what felt right for me. And I did that. And it all worked out. He says, you're the fucking man, dude. Thank you, Corey, and be on the lookout for me because I'm going to be the next Bruce Lee who fights like Steven Seagal but reminds you of a black Jason Statham. LOL. Jason Statham is the man, dude. Not only is he awesome in his movies, but he dates some really fucking amazing women. He says, thanks, bro, for all your help, and I wanted to be one of your success stories, and now I am because this stuff works. If they don't believe you, then tell them my story. Take care, bro. Awesome, dude. Good for you for turning your life around. That's great. It's like I said, if you don't believe anything that I say, read my book and apply this stuff because you will see that it will work for you. It's a matter of time and repetition and relentlessly focusing on what you want and what you're passionate about and what you really love. And obviously the things that this guy focuses on, he's really into. He's really passionate about it. He got focused on the most important thing that a man can be focused on in life, which is his mission and his purpose. And everything else, his girl, all that stuff just came back into his life. Career opportunities came into his life. And he's doing great. And you can do that as well. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.